Hi.
Hi, are you sure this course is just for 2499?
Yes, and you know this is the only course with this expertise across the world.
No way!
Yes way. Don't delay. Enroll now.
Geeks learning together.
Hi.
Hi, are you sure you can prepare for product based companies through this course?
Yes, sitting at home?
No way!
Yes way. Don't delay. Enroll now.
Geeks learning together.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, and welcome to GeeksforGeeks. Today, we have a special kind of stream that is scheduled for you. So, basically, Debashish was the person entitled to start the stream, but he lost the connection. And after observing him for around 1 or 2 minutes, I thought that I need to take up the responsibility now. Okay, fair enough. So, if you are in the stream, confirm this with a quick one. So now, in today's stream, we would be talking about the upskilling in the summer. So just a quick, let me just check if I'm visible in the, yep. So I'm visible. So in this summer, we would be talking about how to scale up. So basically now we are having the sem break or the summer break in the first year, second year, as well as all the successive years. So we would be talking about the roadmap, so how to start off, how to move forward. Me and Debashis would be basically, so this would be kind of chill stream where we won't teach anything, but we would basically discuss what to do and what not to do and how to do it. So can I have a quick one? Hi Neeraj, how are you? Hi Sunil, hi Amandeep, hi Shivam Sharma. So we have a lot of people live in the stream itself. So can you quickly like the video and increase the like counter on this video? Okay. So I'm Pawan Kumar. Hi Pawan, I already know you. You would be joining at around 8 also, where today Devashish would be the person who would be taking up the stream. Hi, keep smiling. Hi Dharmika Prajapati. How are you? Okay. Okay. So first tell me what you have done up till this point. Like you already your summer break is up and I think around 5 to 10 days have been exhausted. So in what way you have started off? Like till what thing you have done? So you are still choosing what is the language that you should move forward. You have selected the dev part, and in dev, what are you doing? Java backend development, front end development, or just DSA or CP, what you started off. Can I have a quick information? Hi Aryan, how are you? Okay, fair enough. So he would be coming back in 1 minute. Hi Aman Mohar, how are you? Roadmap to Python, sir. Okay, anyone else who want? Anyone else? What do you all want? Python. Okay, others. Apart from Python, so roadmap to Python. Give roadmap for final year students also. Okay, sure, I would. Others. Shai Krishna Cheraku, sir, I'm in final year. Okay, so he came. Okay, so how is visible in the screen? Can you please speak? Hi Devashish, how are you?
Okay, hello, everyone. Sorry for that glitch. How is everyone doing?
Okay, so before I didn't introduce myself either, so can you introduce yourself, Devashish?
Sure. People, I'm Devashish Khare, and I'm a DSA mentor here at GFG. And the language that I use the most is Python because I was getting so many Here, I can see the comments. They are asking for roadmap of Python. Okay, I can help you with that. Don't worry, because there have been a lot of demand. So Python nahi aa raha hai. So here I am for that. All right, for this session, we are going to be discussing how you guys can utilize your summer. All right, that is why I and Siddhartha here. Yes, Siddhartha.
Okay. So before we move forward, let me introduce myself too. I am Siddharth Hazra. Currently, I'm an AD at GeeksforGeeks. For the past more than 2 years, I have been with GeeksforGeeks teaching as a mentor too. I'm a candidate master at Code Forces, 6 star at Code Chef. So let's start off roadmap to Python. Yep, we have someone who can help you with Python. And difference between Java and Python, which is better. Okay, so I want to improve my problem solving skill. How can I start? The very simple answer would be start if you have time, then start off with competitive programming. Yeah, yeah, Debashish. So, how you think we can move forward?
Well, let's see. We can start with picking up some of the questions. People are already like there are the comments. So let's see. You were talking about. I can see some of the comments. Problem solvers. How can I start? After says.
Okay, so
Let's
let's
say.
answer him. He is like this
Okay.
condition is very interesting, and many people ask me, this. What is the
I
views
was just reading the
on
same
this?
question. Whole semester. After 2 months, there is one final semester exam, and also confused between project and DSA. Well, if the semester exam is just 2 months away, I would suggest that please at least reserve 1 month for that preparation as well, because that is important too. Still, if you have 2 months left, I think 1 month is still you can give it to your preparation, your real preparation. So, if you're confused between project and DSA, first of all, decide something. Okay, you need to have a little mental clarity, and you need to utilize the time in a very sufficient and good manner. Okay, don't just fumble everything up. What you need to do is you need to firstly prepare your mind. You need to check where you stand. Okay, analyze yourself. Then once you know that you are standing at a particular position, if you are decent in DSA, that means you can pick up one project, you can start building it, right? But still, if you need some work in DSA, that means that time is to be utilized for perfecting that first, right? So once you have a once you have a language command, you have a language in US command, then yes, you are ready for DSA. Go for DSA. You have prepared enough for DSA. Yes, you have enough knowledge of DSA as well. Nobody is asking you to be a perfect master of DSA, but still, you need to come to a point that yes, you can answer most of the questions, and you are able to apply those concepts whenever needed in the projects, right? So for 1 month, go ahead, do the things, but for 1 month, just prepare for the subjects as well. So that, what would you like to say?
Okay, so what I can say is just take up any courses on either of the platforms by using either of your preferred platforms, tweak the project, make some amendments, add some more features to the project, and you are good to go. And this would take around 10 days to do. You still have 1 month, 20 days around. So, in the next 20 days, take up any SD sheet, solve all the problems because these would be the problems that would be asked in an interview. Now, for the rest 1 month, try to do as much problem solving as you can, as much you can do, because the first online assessment, which consists of DSA, would help you in that. But in the last 15 days, make sure you learn about the CS fundamentals, that is operating system, OOPS and all. So this is how you should be moving forward in the next 2 months. The most crisp roadmap this can be. So, sir, I'm on first year. How can I start DSA or start web development? What do you think, Devashish, about this?
Well, the name is Mitanshu. Mitanshu, see, just the starting for web development is good, but I believe you can learn HTML, CSS, JS till there. But when you go on building a new project, you should be well aware that some of the concepts like arrays or basic list or hash maps are going to be there whenever you are building a website, right? So first you need to learn that, right? So for that, I would suggest that if you are in your first year, you need to get comfortable with one of the programming languages. Just get your every conceptual clarity in that. Then start with DSA. Give some time to it. At least run. Need not to go for graphs if you just want to, go for web development. There is no need to go to completing all the big data structures. At least learn the fundamental ones. Be comfortable with arrays, be comfortable with hash maps. And if you don't want to go further in that, then when you have enough knowledge of that, you can jump into web development. Right? I hope I answered that with Anshu. And if Siddharth wants to add something to that.
Okay, so what you can do is see when you start off with web development and you finish off with it, you would require to sit for interviews. And there is a very high probability that the interviewer would also ask you questions from DSA. And in web development after JavaScript, or to be honest, if you're manipulating React a lot, you would require DSA. So you require DSA in the dev also, you require DSA after the dev also. So I would suggest you that you at least have a basic hold over DSA, then move forward to web development. And then when you are moving forward with development, web development has a very long path, like it takes around 6 months. So in that 6 month, in the meanwhile, you don't need to wait for you to finish the web development and then DSA. What you can do is while you are doing the web development, you can start applying for companies and you can crack it off early itself. Okay, so Devashish, so you are also a owned person in this industry. So what was your story to this? Like how you are currently in your fourth, like just you completed your fourth year few days back, as far as I know, and I'm also the same. So can you share your story around here?
And if I have to talk about how my BTech went, well, starting for, I did have the privilege that I took computer science in my school time, so I had a little introduction about it, and I was very well aware with C++. I had coded in C++ for 2 years. That's my 11th and 12th. That went into it, and I had a pretty good start. I found one very good teacher, and I had a pretty good start over data structures as well. So till my 12th, I had a clarity about linked lists and the linear data structures, not the not trees and graphs and above, but the linear data structures. I was clear with it. But then I entered my first year, and then all everybody have to learn C there. So it was the first time I was learning C, and I saw like it has very less tools. So the learning went there. It even got me the clarity of very little things that happened behind. So after that, my first year was completely into a game, just brushing up things, exploring things. I did not stick to one thing. I was exploring one thing, and after just a week, I was doing something other. Then from second year, I again came back to coding, and I picked C++ for one whole year. For my second year, complete second year, I was coding in C++, and I was learning new data structures there because I also had that as a subject, right? I implemented that, I did that, and after that, in my third year, don't know, I found Python. I started coding in Python, and then उसकी आदत लग गई. और फिर उसके बाद like since the beginning of my third year, I've been coding in Python. So it has been 2 years. I've been working just in Python and coding around it. And here, as a mentor, like I am a Python DSA mentor here. That was my journey in brief.
Okay, fair enough. So that was indeed like why you started off, like why you thought that I need to go in this manner. Why not you chose something like cracking some gate, or why not? But like, what was your motivation? Like what was the turning point?
Motivation for coming here at GFG.
No, like why you started off with this DSA thing, with this Python thing.
Okay,
Like
okay,
I,
okay.
if you ask me, I was a person who was exploring web dev, and then a senior told me that there is a contest going around. If you are able to get a first rank in the contest around the college, that would you would be called as a person. So I kind of was obsessed with that and I moved forward with that. And what was your turning point, how you started off, like yes मुझे यही चाहिए, मुझे यही करना है.
I can say that the influencers, everybody else around me, not just in my college, but everybody around the internet, I got pretty impressed with it, like how the scene is going. And till second year, I was at a point that I was knowing much of the things. So that was a point that I was able to do the coding questions and having a good command. And it was also needed in the industry. That was the point for me. Something which is needed and something which I can do good, which I am doing good in already. Those combined, I continued with that. Talking about development, development has never been my forte, frankly, and because it does not gain my interest very well. But for problem solving, that is the thing that intrigues me the most, and I go for that.
Okay, fair enough. So I'm a fresher. How can I start? So if you are a fresher and you're going to join college in few months, how can I start? So what you can do is, trust me, you would be a complete changed person. So start off with something like DSA. So you have time, you have hell lot of time for DSA as well as for projects. So I would
Right.
suggest you that kindly taste competitive programming at this point. Because if you start off competitive programming at this point, by the end of your second year, you would get a referral from Google itself. Like the HRs of Google would text you from that point. You don't need to ask for referral. They would ask you that I am ready to take your interview. Okay, so this seems interesting. Sir, when we go for an interview for a position of associate software engineer, I struggle with problem solving questions. I would appreciate some hints on how to improve my problem solving. What is your stand on this, Devashish?
Well, I believe Zubair, problem solving has been a cliche and it has been directly it has been made directly proportional to number of questions you are solving just by the people around. But that is not perfectly the case. I know that number of how many questions you are solving is important, but you should have a very clear thing in mind that no matter how many questions you do, but something has to be retained in your mind, right? So all the problems that you are doing, even if all the topics that you pick, for example, you pick backtracking, right? So if you're picking up that topic, it has some classic questions, right? It has some classic questions which are from the books, not from the videos, not from anywhere, which are from the books, right? You need to get them correct. Okay. That those questions, those 5 or 6 questions, which are the classic question of that topic, you need to first prepare those. When you prepare those, go for the variation. Go to GFG, go to other platforms. You have plethora of questions there. Once you're prepared with those classic questions, go and practice those questions, which are a little variation of those, right? Then once you are practiced enough, I believe even if somebody gives you a new question on that same topic, you'll have a clarity in mind how the topic is working, how the codes are written in that topic, and then you won't be facing such problems that you are facing right
Okay. So I can be a good person in this. Why? Because I have been rejected many times in an interview saying that Siddharth, your problem solving skills are great, but you are very low on dev skill. Okay. So to improve your problem solving skill, do a lot of random solving. Okay. Instead of topic wise solving. I would say you the reason behind it. Let's say you learned about stack today. You solved a lot of problems. Let's say you solved rainwater trapping problems, next greater element, next smaller element, and you thought that you are good with stack. But when you get a problem which is wrapped inside this problem, you won't be able to detect that this problem is of stack. So detection of the data structure or the algorithm is the most important aspect of problem solving. So do a lot of random solving where you don't know that from which data structure algorithm it is coming from. So, a lot of random solving would solve this issue. Because suppose if I already know the ingredients that are needed to cook up this recipe, the things become quite easy to. But if you start choosing the ingredients to cook up that recipe, then you are a problem solver. That is the essence of problem solving. Okay, fair enough. What should I do the gap between learn, advance, and do? What is your take on this?
now. The question is,
And
start
and
reading.
his name is Sonu. I know
Okay,
that.
okay, Mr. Devoy. So I'm
Oh,
going
yeah.
to start
By the
calling
way,
you
this name
later.
is cool. This name seems cool. ये अच्छा नाम है ना?
Cool,
Cool एकदम gaming
Mr.
नाम है.
Technoid. Technoid. So now from
Okay.
September, should I
Okay, I'm repeating the question itself. So I'm
no,
going to start.
I read that.
Okay.
Yeah,
The first clause itself, sir मत बोलो. Either call us भैया, either call us by our name.
right,
इतना फॉर्मल ये रखते हैं, इतना सीरियस
right,
ना हम
right.
लगते हैं. Okay, so I'm going to start college in the BTech DS program for September. What should I do in the gap between June to September? Learn advanced Python and do projects or revise maths 10 to 12. So, if you are from a tier 3 college and your aim is to crack tier 1 college, because many people do that. I was from a college where in the first year many people were doing JEE mains and JEE advanced. So, if you are a person whose ultimate goal is getting IITs and NITs, then consider revising the mathematics or the PCM of 10 and 12. If you are a person who is satisfied with the college but he wants to do more in life, so you should start with, I think, DSA, but you shouldn't move to projects at this point. At least first explore DSA. If DSA or CP is not your cup of tea, then move to projects, because on tasting the, like, you're on exploring that DSA or CP is your cup of tea or not, you would come to the conclusion that I have already covered the basics of DSA. At least basics करोगे उसके बाद में बता पाओगे this is your cup of tea or not. So basics complete हो जाता है, even this is not your cup of tea. So आप development करो या कुछ भी करो, that would be absolute beauty. What is your take on this, Devashish?
Well, fair enough. You completely defined it well. But Techoid, one more thing. Assuming that your college is decided and you know what college you are going to, then talking about then if you need to revise maths or not. Well, if we are particularly talking about data science, right? So statistics and that part of your maths is important, right? You need to learn that, and the other parts of maths are just for cracking JE. You can avoid that. The maths you want to learn in this period from June to September, if your college has already decided where you are going, then just you can focus on the statistics part, because when you go inside the college, you are not going to get maths as a subject where you'll be, well, there will be maths in one semester. You'll be dealing with statistics, but that is going to be dealt as a subject in college. And be just one question we answered. We were completing syllabus in only one, right? So that is that is a point which is important for you. With the aspect of data science, you can pay extra attention to those topics of mathematics. And then when you are going to your college, you start with it. Go, yeah, Python is the first language for data science, right? Go with Python, learn Python, prepare some data structures in that, and then when you learn advanced Python, by advanced Python, there's nothing but you are going to get comfortable with some of the data science libraries, right? Use NumPy, go with it, explore it, and then use the relevant ones. Or for again, you'll be interacting with topics of ML as well. If your specialization is data science, you're going to be getting ML as a subject as well. But still, that is going to be just a subject of your BTech curriculum. You need to dig a little deeper. You need to walk an extra mile for that, and you need to do that yourself. All right.
So now let's start with the basic roadmap. So let's start with the scenario that I would start off with the first year, and then you do the second year. I would do the third year. You do the fourth year. Okay.
All right.
So let's start off. So if you are in the first year, okay, now there are two paths that you would be moving forward. Either you would be doing the top of DSA, that is, you would be moving very good with DSA and you are very good competitive programmer, or you are a person who is good with open source. Devashish, you can just mute yourself because while I'm speaking. So, so see, uh, what you can do is there are two pathways. Either you are very good with open source because dev mein the validity of dev is kind of stamped by open source, and a person who is very good with DSA is kind of flawed or flaunted with his batches out there in the coding platforms. So, but there is a small problem in that. The problem is that even a very specific dev role requires a good amount or a basic amount of DSA for you to complete. You should be well acquainted with what is linked list, what is array, what is map. So you should be acquainted what is hashing and all this. Okay, what is recursion? You should know this. So, my first suggestion would be if you are in your first year, at this point, see nothing else but do a lot of DSA. And if you can, start with competitive programming. Why? Because competitive programming allows you to build up friends from your college only. Let's say you are competing in your college in competitive programming, so you would know, yes, this person is doing competitive programming, that person is doing competitive programming, and this would help you a lot. Okay, you would build a friendship that is kind of like the interest would match with each other. Now we move forward, and like let's say competitive, you did competitive programming, you gave around 15 to 20 contests, and now you come to the conclusion that yes, I don't like competitive programming, I want to do dev. Okay, so what you can do is at this point you can start off with dev, but for the first year, first for the first whole year, explore DSA and enjoy your life a little bit. Like let's say I belong from Jharkhand, so this is the first time I took in the like I my college is in Kolkata, so I went to Kolkata, and that is the first metro city I visited after 12th, and I was overwhelmed by the culture of Kolkata. And being a Bengali, I was very overwhelmed, and I started exploring Kolkata at its peak, and then I was doing DSA. I was enjoying life a bit. So at least enjoy a big bit, make friendship, have betrayal, थोड़ा थोड़ा crushes and all भी होनी चाहिए. फर्स्ट ईयर में crushes and all तो होती ही है. थोड़ा crushes बनाओ, थोड़े दोस्त बनाओ, थोड़े धोखे खाओ. But priority is that you should explore DSA, and then you move on to the second year. And now Devashish would move forward. Yep, Devashish, you can now tell the roadmap for this.
Sure. So assuming that you have done your things in the first year, and you have now good command over TSA, then just a second. Yeah, assuming you have done your DSA and you have started competitive programming, well, this is the year. The second year is to niche up and is to practice and is to sharpen up your swords. That means whatsoever you have started with, you need to practice that more. You need to get it perfect. Okay, and by perfect, means you need to practice it so much that it is your first skill. You can say you are very proficient in it. Like nobody can uh, say that this person does not know that topic till here. And still, if you are enjoying your first year, don't worry. That is the year to enjoy. Just when second year, third year is gonna come, you have your mental pressure built up. Then you are going to be doing the things in the right way. It's by yourself. Don't worry. But for the second year, if you are enough with DSA, you have started with it. You have learned a decent amount of DSA. Don't just drop it. If you are yet to start competitive program, start it in the second year. Still practicing the DSA question, and then learning some of the initial concepts of CP as well, number theory and all. Go for it. Just jump into it. Start with the basics questions. Then you're gonna find out like one semester is gonna go like this. The first semester of your second year. Then in the second semester of your second year, what you will do is you should explore some of the fields. Once you are a good coder, once you are there, once you have some of the things to show to others to represent that yes, you know languages, you are a good coder, then is a point to explore things, because there are like several fields now which you can go to, which you can opt for. Start exploring that. Correct. If you want to like make projects in data science and ML, you need to start exploring for those topics. If you want to make a full stack project, go for that, right? Or one suggestion more, because no matter whatsoever particular project you are thinking of, you need to have one web development framework with you. Correct. Because no matter if you are working with data science or ML, you need some representation where you're going to represent your project. So I would recommend, what you should do is you should learn a little web development and should explore the further topic that you want to make projects on. And for the third year, Siddharth, you can go ahead. All right. So, okay, so let me take any question till then.
Okay, so let's start off. Let's say you are in your third year. Now, there are two kind of people, like to be honest, three kind of people that would be standing here at this point. The first kind of people is who has explored the first and second year, and he didn't do anything in concrete. Like he has explored what is data science, what is ethical hacking, what is DSA, what is CP, what is development, but he didn't have a concrete project out of it or concrete result out of it, and he has explored the college life. So if you are a person like this, then you should stop the exploration at this part, because in the next 8 or 9 months companies would start popping in, and you need to battle between the company. So this is the point where you need to be serious in life if you want a tech job. So the very first thing you should do is start off solving DSA problems. At this point, in spite of being a competitive programmer myself, don't just move forward to this don't just move forward to this CP thing. Start off with DSA, solve good amount of problem over DSA, and do a dev, like solve, do open source if you are into it. Like you, if you are into data science, consider learning Python and then moving forward with it. If you are a person who is good with backend logics and he doesn't wants to go with the problems that are associated with CSS and all, which I really hate. So if you're a person like this, you can start off with the backend development, and you can take up Java backend development or Django or DRF framework, which is Django REST framework, and you can start building things out of it. And then you should move forward, and you should also learn about the CS fundamentals. As you are serious in this, and as you have been working hard for the last 8 months, to add a cherry on the cake and to evolve as a very good competitor and to take up a job, consider learning about LLD, that is low level design or not, because it would kind of give you an upper hand over all of this. Yeah. So this is what, and the very third thing is, at this point you would get a lot of openings out there. So keep an eye on the openings also. At the end of around, like you have 8 months, at the end of around fifth month, start cold emailing the people around there on LinkedIn. Brush up your LinkedIn profile and then start applying on it. Now you come to the last year, that is the fourth. But before that, we have two more profiles. A person who has done a decent amount of CP but didn't do anything other than CP because he was liking CP very much. This is me. And the other person is who is good with development. So at this point, a person who has done a very good amount of CP but he is not into development, consider learning about development at this point, because by doing just CP, at this point the current trend or the current scenario have been changed. So by just doing CP, you won't be able to surpass the whole interview. So consider learning development, take up a particular domain, learn about it and be a master in it. Okay, ऐसा नहीं करना है कि बस TCS निकल जाए, बस 6 लाख की जॉब निकल जाए, 8 लाख की जॉब निकल जाए. Don't have this mentality. Have that wolf mentality that yes, I need to master it. Okay, and then you would gain something out of it. And then if you're a person who is good with dev, सिर्फ dev से भी काम नहीं चलेगा. If the interviewer detects that you are very good with dev, he would start digging out your DSA or your problem solving skill. ओके, बिकॉज ही वांट्स अ कंप्लीट पैकेज. मार्केट में अभी बहुत ज़्यादा ऑप्शंस है, रिसेशन के बाद कुछ ज़्यादा ही है. सो द पर्सन आउट देयर इंटरव्यूइंग यू doesn't have a deficit of candidates, so he wants a complete package. So if he finds out that you are good with dev, he would try to dig your potential in DSA or problem solving. So if you're a person who is very much into dev, consider doing DSA or problem solving at this point. And now you are in your fourth year. Yes, Devashish, you can move forward.
Now, when you enter your fourth year, there is a lot of mental pressure, right? Half of your peers are going to get placed already. Half of them are still searching. You could be any of the group, right? You could be holding one of the packages. You could be looking for even bigger one or anything. But this year, This year is the time when you are prepared and you are ready for appearing in the companies. This whole year is your job search, your LinkedIn, just your LinkedIn optimization, your LinkedIn connections, and going out there and showcasing yourself, what you have done in these 3 years, basically. So for whole fourth year, what you have to do is from the beginning. Again, let me take the scenarios as an artist. If you have in the third year now, if you have mastered at least web development and some of the DSA jobs, you need to go to LinkedIn. You need to find out who are recruiting, right? Who are recruiting on that profile, on let's say a web developer profile, or a front end developer profile, or a back end developer profile, suitable for you. You need to go there. You need to look to those people. You need to make connection, start your cold emails and everything. Then once your interviews are lined up, you need to again practice all of these things very quickly. Okay, if you have learned it very well, don't be overconfident about it. Practice before your interviews is still needed. These months in the beginning years of your fourth year is about revising the things and constantly appearing in different interviews. No matter, assume if you don't even want to go into the company and you are having a chance to interview that, don't let go of it. Don't let go of it ever. Just go there, have the experience of the interview. That is the best point when you know you don't want to go inside the company and you have to sit in the interview. You don't have any fear. Okay, you have confidence there, and then you have a little clarity in your mind. You will be at your best giving your interview. Correct? And that could be a preparation for your main target. And then when you get the chance, the session is there, but still sun is gonna set and the new day is again gonna come. Okay, the night will pass, and when that happens, the companies are gonna start hiring. You need to get yourself skilled up in every term which a recruiter may want. Target companies, look for what sort of people they want, become that person, and then approach the HRs, approach the different people inside the company, look for referrals, and then appear for the interview, and hopefully you'll be landing the best job that you ever wanted. Right? This could be Siddharth. If you want to sum it up and add something to it, you may.
Okay. So till the fourth year, it has been already been wrapped up. But let me tell you some more kind of shortcuts to it. So many people, if you ask experienced people or people on the top, they would say that if I didn't make mistakes, then I would have been in a much better place. Like if you ask any person good in the industry, even though I was placed in my second year itself, I would still say that if I had not made mistakes, I would have been in a better positions. So what you can do is inspire if you are a lone wolf and you don't have a community to help you, that is you are from a college which doesn't have a helping community. The coding culture in your college is weak in spite of the coding awareness that is going around all over the India itself. Now the coding awareness has been created a hell lot. So what you can do is try to follow a structured roadmap. Okay. But that just means that people out there who are lone wolf, they would start searching roadmaps on YouTube and they would keep binge watching the roadmaps for next 6 months. And after 6 months, they won't be able to get something out of it. And they would say that this is not possible. But what I would suggest you to do is if you are a lone wolf, then you need to do something out of it. Okay. So take up a course because course doesn't have ads. Okay, ये सबसे बड़ी चीज है, they doesn't have ads. Yes, YouTube is great, but the suggestions around the video are hell lot destructive. Okay, like you have a free internet, no one is there to bother you. You don't have a progress bar which would tell you that how much progress is done at your course, and the videos around it won't be just the comments. So the videos are there very tempting. Okay, like if you are studying DSA, you would find a suggestion from, let's say, XYZ channel. I won't take the name. Okay, because this is the well-formed channel, I don't want to defame other channels. So let's say you would have, which is good, but it won't help you in cracking an SDE job. That is for your free time. So what I would suggest you to do is try to buy a course which would give you a streamlined structure to your learning, and then you can move forward to it. because कोर्सेज एंड ऑल, पेड कोर्सेज एंड ऑल बहुत खराब है, यूट्यूब पे बहुत कंटेंट है that is well enough, no course is needed. Yes, it is fine, but if you already have 4 or 5 people around you who are studying, who are very serious in their life, at this point YouTube is the best tool and you can move forward, and the freely available resources. You can learn about competitive programmers handbook, you can learn about CPH, you can learn about the React docs, and you can be a very good developer as well as a competitive programmer out there without using YouTube's also, just by using the free resources. But if you are a person who is afraid of distractions and you are not a well disciplined, like at this age, I won't assume to be a well disciplined. Even after being, even after working hard for 3 years and 2 years into this industry, I would still say that I still waste a lot of time in my everyday life. So at this point, is age pay, you don't have that discipline, and इस चीज को ज्यादा कंट्रोल करो भी मत. If you try to talk hell lot about मुझे डिसिप्लिन रहना है, मुझे ये करना है, मुझे वो करना है, after around a month or two you would lose that motivation. उसका तो completely आप अलग हो जाओगे ये सारे learnings से. So at this point, don't try to control your young age or young blood. Try to balance everything. Okay. Hi Nitish, how are you? Okay. So now we have many courses out there. Okay. Be it for dev, be it for competitive programming, be it for anything out there. Like most, like for Gate person who is very serious about Gate, then he needs to do it. Now there are some things which are told unofficially and which can be told in a YouTube. So I would say you that if you are a person who wants to crack Gate at this point, then consider being very focused at your thermodynamics class or your physics class or your differentiation integration class. But if you are a person who is willing to be an SD at some company, then उतना ही फोकस करना है जितने से आप पास हो जाओ. ओके, उससे ज्यादा नहीं, उससे कम नहीं. ओके, उतना फोकस करो कि आप आराम से पास हो जाओ एंड योर CGPA is good enough. Devashish, if you want to speak anything, you can just unmute yourself.
Sure, you have already stated so many things. I believe every person in the audience has been learning something from here. They are getting some output, and if they apply that to their own journeys, they are going to get the help they need. That is what I think. Um, and also, there were some of the questions already coming in the chats,
Yep,
and if
let's
now,
answer those.
yeah, if now anybody wants to add some more questions, they can comment, and we'll be picking up from there.
This is good enough. He is, like, let me translate it to English. He is from a core branch. So in BTech, core branches are the mechanical branches, civil
All right.
branches, and kind of many people also include ECU also. Okay, and he is doing Code Chef, which is a competitive programming platform, but he doesn't feel like he is doing competitive programming in his second year and doesn't feel like he would be getting a placement. So he didn't start development also and he doesn't know what to do. This is the summary of this question. Now let me answer this. So at this point, just keep your calm. Okay. So if you are a person for the, so you would be setting for placements after a year. Okay. You still have time to get demotivated. अभी आप रिजेक्शन भी नहीं लिए हो, अभी आप रिजेक्शन भी नहीं लिए हो, अभी से क्या डिमोटिवेट होना यार. आपने आपने सीपी करी है. ओके, कुछ ना कुछ तो अच्छा हो ही जाएगा. ओके, मेनी अनस्किल्ड आर गेटिंग हायर्ड, सो व्हाई वोंट यू. कुछ ना कुछ तो हो ही जाएगा. दिस इज द वेरी फर्स्ट थिंग. उतना फ्रीक आउट मत करो, यू आर जस्ट इन योर सेकंड. So now the very next thing is you are doing the CP, but at this point start doing DSA. Okay, and also start doing about projects. If you don't know how to do projects, consider buying a course. As I told, streamline हो जाता है process, less number of distractions, a person would be there to help you, and then you can move forward. What's your take on this, Devashish?
First of all, rejection is a part of the whole BTech journey. Okay, let me tell you. From the beginning, if you get disappointed in what college you have gotten, you're gonna get a little disappointed. till the point you are not getting the company that was in your head to crack, that is a disappointment. That is completely apart. That is going to get along with you, right? But you need to be बेशरम, completely बेशरम at that point. अगर आप मेरी बात करोगे या फिर यूजुअली किसी की भी बात करोगे ना, if you go to the emails, there are so many rejection emails now. I believe Siddharth would agree to it. There are so many rejection emails, and there are very few selection emails. Okay, that happens. The ratio is drastic. Don't go into it. But you need to be patient. You need to keep on applying. You need to keep on looking for the hiring people. You need to go. You need to give the interviews. Just don't get demotivated. यार, रखना है हमने को काम करना है और
So,
होगा.
yep, a lot of rejections have been faced by many people. But let me tell you a funny story. I have been even rejected by Geeks for content engineer and teaching assistant. Okay, so when I was in my first year, I was good at doing CP. My senior, who is Sandeep Singh, told me that GFG is the person who hires at this early stage and you would be earning something out of it. Okay, so I started applying. I kind of the cold started cold emailing the people, and I sat for the content engineers interview and teaching assistant. I was rejected in both, but after 1 year, and the second year, I was able to crack this and gradually move forward to SB and all. So rejections तो part है, वो छोड़, मैं खुद के कंपनी में भी रिजेक्ट हो चुका हूँ 2 बार. Rejections are a part of life and you need to be well accustomed with it. यहाँ नहीं होगा तो कल इससे बेटर होगा. आपकी मर्जी नहीं तो भगवान की मर्जी. Simple, it's that simple. It's your way or God's way. Okay. How to get scoops practice question. How did you practice oops, Devashish?
Well, for me, one senior was there who completely made a roadmap for me. What do you need to do? And the best thing that I did, firstly, yeah, from the beginning, the books of 11th and 12th, that was the introduction for me. In the second year, when I went for it, then I went deep into OOPS. I followed YouTube as well as I had one course that I picked up. That was particularly for subjects, not for coding. That was a theoretical course. So I went for that. I learned the core concepts of OOPS, and then where did I start applying it? Once again, because when I learned Python, I did not do the data structures the way it was meant. That means, by that I mean, I did not make any linked list from scratch in Python. So the way I perfected OOPS was I started making up classes for these data structures. Because if you think of DS, what thought comes in mind? Go for the questions, go for the platforms. They have just functions stuff for that. Go write the logic and handle that particular data structure, and that code is submitted, and you know the data structures. But what you miss is how you constructed that data structure from the scratch. That is a major thing. Build up classes on your own. Build up these data structures from the scratch. That will give you really so much clarity into both into the concepts of classes, how those are working, and into the concept of DS as well. And when you intentionally want to include concepts of inheritance into that, go for some of the projects which needs to. And you're going to find so many GitHub repositories for that. Look for some motivation in any of the repositories, and when you find a suitable project that includes inheritance and different concepts, go for it, make that.
Okay. So at this point, let me just show you the courses which are out there. So at this point, if you are a person who has done a very good amount of DSA but didn't start with dev, consider enrolling in this, which is DSA to development. And then we also have the gate also. Okay, so if you are a person who was kind of focused in his thermodynamics classes, consider enrolling in this. If you are a Python person like Devashish, consider learning about this. If you are a person who is very good with CP, but he wants to do something like he wants to get into the backend and he's learning Django, or he is a person who wants to dive deep into Python, consider learning about this, which are the most popular ones. These are just talking about the popular ones. Then there are also known as self-paced course. What do you mean by self-paced course? Self-paced courses are the course. They are recorded courses and you can watch and learn according to your own pace, according to your own timings and all. Then we also have a life course. Life course are for the people who doesn't have a community of his own. You don't have anyone to ask. Then you also want a disciplined manner, like मुझे पता है कि रात 8 बजे, हर रात 8 बजे एक क्लास होनी चाहिए और मैं उसे अटेंड करूंगा। अटेंड करूंगा इज योर ऑन योर ओन पार्ट, बट रात 8 बजे ही वो क्लास होनी चाहिए लाइव. So that would give you a motivation. So if you are a person who is this person, consider lining up and doing this about this live course, which is this. And the very first one is Java backend development. Then we have the full stack development. Then DSA for working professional. If you're a person who is a working professional, consider this. Then LLD to HLD, which I told would give you a small leap from other people. But there is also, like, these are all the courses. This is a hybrid course. I have worked on this as a mentor myself. So yep, this is the hybrid course. This is me smiling like hell. I don't know why the smile I have. I like smile a lot. So this is the course curriculum. This is a hybrid course. You can enroll in this. And the very small plus point which I would like to focus on this is, for the next 1 year you would be getting live session. ये सबसे अच्छा part है इस course का. Okay, so now we also have a offer for you. Okay, so what is the offer currently that is valid, Devashish? Can you quickly confirm?
Well, so that the thing is, summer break is coming, and for
Okay.
that, people are going to be having some free time apart from their usual curriculum. For that,
Okay.
GFG has come up with something great. Just for 5 days, from 20th of June to 25th of the June, we are having special discounts for everyone on all of our courses. 25% discount is fixed on all the courses, and also for those days, for those particular 20 to 25th date, for every day you'll be having course of the day, and on that course of the day, not just 25%, but you'll be getting a total of 30%, even like 5% additional discount on that. So it is up to you, whatsoever course you find suitable, in whatsoever manner we have discussed the type of the courses, whichever you find suitable for you, go for it. A heavy discount is being given by GFG. You can opt for anything, and then you can start learning.
Okay. Fair enough. That, so that is a good time you get, like you get to choose your courses. ऐसा नहीं है कि CP पे डिस्काउंट है, ऐसा नहीं है कि सिर्फ वेब पे डिस्काउंट है. At this point you have a discount on every other course out there, so you can enroll in either of the courses. The prices and all is very pocket friendly if you compare this with the BTech fees of different tier 3 colleges or even tier 1 colleges. So these are very pocket friendly and you can afford that. Okay, if you ask your parents. So now at this point we also have courses for schools as well as for the miscellaneous. Okay, and then we also have free courses too, which are known as, so where is this? So we have the fork courses too, fork CPV programming, fork Python, and fork Java programming. Okay, so what you can do is, these are the free courses. Okay, these all courses are free. Data science bootcamp and these all courses are free. Consider enrolling in this. See the culture of GFG. Consider watching up this. Consider learning from these all courses first. If you want, if you are very spectacle, and it might be a scenario that GFG might take my money and run back. So consider enrolling in free courses first. Okay, and then you can. Okay, Nitesh, I would be taking a doubt, but make sure you gift me a chocolate. Chalo, let's kindly answer this also. So, a beginner in programming and already purchased a batch, but when I code myself, I faced errors every time. I get demotivated at the end. What should I do? You should enroll in a you should enroll in a course where doubt support is there, so that ये वाले demotivated वाला element गायब हो जाएगा. I don't think there is much to say about this, Debashish. What do you think? You are on mute. You are still on mute, Devashish.
You should have told told me that earlier. Sorry for that. Okay.
Okay.
So I was just reading that question and I had the same answer in mind. Yeah, see, whenever you are going to a course, whenever you are enrolling in one, just make sure how that course is and what it is offering, and make sure that you have a support in that, TA supports and doubt support in there, so that whenever you are having doubt, they are not just recorded lectures, but there are some people who are ready to take up those doubts. Right? You can go for live as well. You can take live doubt solving, or you can have recorded classes, and then you can have another people who are there just to solve your doubts, help you out with that. And you are just starting, don't get demotivated.
Should I learn math side by side with ML or learn math only when necessary in my project? So let me just tell you, even if you're not doing ML, even if you're doing something else, development, or let's say you're doing CP or just ML, consider doing math side by side if you like math. Because trust me, if you ask me, I loved maths like hell. Even in my second year, I used to do mathematical problems in my free time as a hobby. So consider doing mathematics because it would help you to crack aptitude. It would help you in your ML also. It would help you for your competitive programming also. So anything. So I don't have doubt support. Consider buying doubt support. Okay, consider buying doubt support. जो element help नहीं कर पा रही है वो element को help कर दे. I'm in fourth year. Which part should I focus? At this part, you should focus a lot on your preparation skill. Do some serious preparation at this point, and then move forward to learn about CS fundamentals, solve some SD sheet, solve some more problems. First, secure a job in a company which might be service based, or if you can, category product based, and then think of upskilling your skill because don't have a year gap in your career. That would create a problem a hell lot.
Yeah.
Okay. So is DSA or development live course or recorded? Most probably it is live. I don't know it myself because it was launched yesterday. But
Yeah.
let me just confirm this. I think it is live. But what do you like? What is like? I think it is live. Let me just see. It
We
is
have
live.
started.
I
We have started taking the applications, and those are being processed.
Okay, okay. So I think this would be live itself. Okay, so I think we are pretty good to wrap this up stream. We have replied most of the questions. We have gave the roadmap, and we cleared all your doubts. So the ending note from my side would be: so if you are a person who is watching this in the recorded version, kindly consider liking and commenting on the video and sharing this video so that the reach of this video could be increased and this work could be justified. And if you are a person who were till this end of the stream and you liked the talk and you want more streams up like this, consider giving a short note to us. What is your closing notes on this, Devashish?
Well, this was the very first time I had this open conversation with audience here in the YouTube. Again, I loved it, and if the people learned something from here and really just had their time get utilized, I believe they can give comments on that. They can tell us how the session was, and don't forget to like that, because just greater number of likes gives confidence to Siddharth and me, correct, to bring out
Okay.
more such sessions.
Okay.
Yeah,
By the way, this is the first time, like for the past 1.5 years, I have been doing a lot of this all talking sessions with Yash Dwivedi and Abhinav Awasthi. But nowadays, like having you onboarded, like you were onboarded in front of me, to be honest,
yeah.
and like मजा आया आपके साथ. Okay, it is kind of
Thanks,
great
Siddharth.
working with you, and I would love to take more sessions with you in future.
Same as
That,
Siddharth. You're obviously an inspiration in the office and offline too. So that's not even a thing to say to
by
everyone,
the
not just
way,
to
By the way, a small note: me and
yeah.
Devashish are not friends in just office and in online sessions. Apart from office, we are friends too. Okay, weekends यही होती है इस kind of इसकी.
Yep.
Okay, so that's
All
it.
right, people. We'll be saying bye to you, and we'll be coming up with such sessions more. Don't worry. All right. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Bye, Siddharth. Bye, everyone. Take care.